Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Labs Garage. Well, I was driving to work this morning and my 2001 Pontiac Grand Am decided, you know what, I got a new trick for you. Have fun with this. What happened is it started under low speed braking and left turns. I got a pretty bad scraping noise. And I got a little bit of an idea of what it may be, but I'm really not sure. But I really want to be working on one of my old cars right now. See my truck over there. See the Fairlane right here. Stuff in the garage behind you. But when my commuter work vehicle goes down, hey, I got to take care of that first. So anyway, I actually got a couple things to do on the Grand Am, so that's going to be the subject of today's video. So let's get started. Alright, so like I was saying, the old Grand Slam here, my wife bought this thing new back in 2001. Currently, we're somewhere around 295,000 miles on it. My wife did put a new engine in it at right around 200,000 miles. I think it was 199, but nonetheless, she drove it till... Hey, I'm sorry about that. The Amazon guy came and Miss Nellie here went to greet him. So, yes, you did. You did. Anyway, if I remember where I was in the story, she drove it for 15 years up till 2016. And we had a little incident with the head gasket. I decided she was done with the car. I went and borrowed that Jeep that you see on the channel a couple times. So being as I knew the history so well on this car, I decided to go ahead and replace the head gasket on it. And I've been driving it ever since then. It's really been a great car. It has not given me much trouble at all. But like I said, when out of the driveway this morning, it had a scraping sound. I thought it was just a little rust on the brakes. Well, it did it all day long. Y'all in here real quick. There you see, this is one of the V6 cars. Especially after the head gasket, she's really got some compression to her. Now, over here on the driver's side, I stick my finger through the wheel like that. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but that rotor is slick as a baby's butt. The passenger side, no. So I got grooves in the rotor. I know that much. But my big question is why? So I'm going to pop this wheel off here. We're going to find out. Alright, we definitely got some grooving in the rotor. But the back part, I'll have to take my word for it, but it's slick. The front part is not. So, if I remember right, these brakes aren't very old, but I could be wrong. Also, I'm kind of thinking that doesn't even look like the right rotor. I didn't work on this last, so... In fact, I've never done any brake work on this car. So anyway, we'll get in here and see if we can't figure out what's going on. Alright, so I've gone in the car, I put it in neutral. I want to see if I can replicate this at all out here while I can actually examine it. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I figure it was worth a try. Oh yeah, it's working. Let's see if I can see anything. Yeah, we definitely got caliper not releasing all the way. So, I'm hoping it might be as simple as a lube job. That'd be nice. But I'm not going to count on that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull the caliper and see what I discover. And probably going to have this rotor turned. Hope not, but that may be the case. But also need to inspect the condition of the pad, because I may, like I said, this isn't very old, but I may be putting pads on it. Okay. Alright, so start off with the old 12mm. Go ahead and start pulling this caliper. Like I said, I'm really hoping this is something simple, like just putting some like white lithium or something in those journals. But I also know how my luck goes, and it don't go like that. You rotten hunk of crap. Come out of the hole. There we go. Now let's see what we got. Yeah, let's see. I'm going to set this up here. See what. Well, that pad's completely done. That one's great. So evidently, yeah. Looks like I'm driving my truck to work tomorrow. Now, let's see, get this up here. See if I can't figure out how to get this off. 12mm as well. Or they go 13 on that. Alright, I'm going to have to get a brake bar or something on that, because I'm going to have to get this rotor either turned or replaced. I'm going to go out and say the problem's my caliper is probably screwed. So yeah, evidently, we just weren't releasing. Let's try to figure out why is the next question. And some lube on those certainly wouldn't hurt anything. Alright. Well, like I said, this car will just be out of commission a little while. I'm going to have to get some parts. Have to figure out how to get this off because I got to get that rotor off. And I got to determine if I'm going to have this one turned, if I'm going to get a new one. I'm almost looking at how big those things are. I'm thinking I might be better off getting a new one. I'd have to get them all, see if they've egg shaped or if that's just the way that it is. Okay. That's where we stand right this minute. You see, that is way too much brake dust on that rim. Now look. Y'all see this? This right here. Yes, Caroline, you see? It's right here. This is what a pitted brake rotor looks like. And this, girls, this is what worn out pads look like. Yes. Caroline, don't need to do that. But yes, these pads, this wore out and ate up my rotor. Nelly, get out from under there, please. Alright, like I was explaining to the dogs, here's my problem. And I'm not sure, but I think this wear indicator may have gotten stuck in these journals. Let me see. Well, maybe not. Huh. But for whatever reason, it just wasn't releasing. So I've decided that I am going to get new rotors new caliper, new pads, and fits it. However, at this time I am not sponsored by any auto parts retailer or manufacturer. So AutoZone, Advance, O'Reilly, Napa, CarQuest, Rock Auto, PartsGate. If any of y'all are listening, I'd be glad to plug your products on this car. Same thing with Revestas, Wagner, Centric, AC Delco, Motorcraft. I'd be more than happy to plug y'all's products on here. So, anyway, since at this time I am paying out of my own pocket, I went with the cheapest place I could find, which was ordering from Rock Auto. So that means it's going to be a couple days before I have my parts. If I had to drive this thing every single day and I didn't have my shop truck, I would go to a local auto parts store and get the stuff and fixes tonight. However, I only go in the office a couple days a week and I have my shop truck. There's really no point in being in a hurry, so I'm going to take the money savings. Unfortunately, it won't be the cutoff of this week's video, but it'll be next week's. I'm going to go ahead, order my parts. In the meantime, I'm going to stick this back together because it is blocking my Falcon in the garage. I really like to do some work on my Falcon sometime this week. So anyway, for now, go put the car back together, and tonight I'll order my parts. Alright folks, just one other little piece of advice while we're in here. If you got older high mileage car that has been really good to you over the years, don't speak of it. Because just a couple days ago I was bragging on how good this car has been and how I've had to do hardly anything to it. Now it's down for repair, so anyway. Like I said, this really has been a good car, and it's not going to be that big a deal to fix all this up. So anyway, going to throw the wheel back on it, get the jack stand out from under it, let it down, and this way I can at least get out of the way of whatever it's in the way of. Until the parts come, and then I can fix it and put it back on the road. Alright, so tonight's part of the episode is going to be pretty brief. I already took off all the stuff y'all seen me take off before, and this bracket here that holds the caliper on, the bottom bolt, whoever worked on this before rounded it off and put it in torqued. So I managed to get it off of a MAP gas torch. I just got a flame going on this, held on the bolt for 2 or 3 minutes, put my socket wrench on there, it broke loose, but it was a fight. So anyway, got the top almost completely out. That comes out, and now we just pull our rotor off. And now got a box from FedEx. What did I get? Man, I got like 4 of these. Anybody wants to trade Rock Auto magnets for these? Oh, those? Yeah, let me know. So, looks like I got myself a Revestas rotor. Oh, she's roasting. Been sitting in that hot car all day. that's nice. Got some pads. I do believe, if memory serves me right, I need to change this caliper. What size wrench did I go take? Whichever one I ain't grabbing. This one fit. 7/16, huh? I swore this thing would be metric. Ah. What brand did I get? Either Centric or Rebellious. I've had good luck with both over the years, but I am curious. Centric, okay. There we go. Now I really am going to put the rotor on. I'll put this on just for now, just to hold it. This one comes with a new bracket. I did not realize that. That's cool. That's real cool. Now, would be even cooler than that be if it came with some new bolts. But apparently, I think that's where my luck's going to run out. Anyway, we'll go ahead and put the pads in. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the one bolt that was still good. I'm going to start it on here. Just starting it. Alright, and that's as far as I'm going to put that on right now. It's only a few threads, but it's enough to hold it. And go ahead and snap this down. Now, unfortunately, I am going to have to stop here now. I think I'll throw the tire back on. But that rounded off bolt, I got to replace it. So, I think I'll stop by a hardware store on the way home tomorrow. Get me a new one. Alright, so like I promised, on my way home from work, stopped and picked up some new bolts to replace this really badly rounded off one. Of course, the combination I had to get was bolt and washer, and this turns out to be a 12mm standard thread. That also meant that it's called like a class 10.9 or something. I had to go get on the Google machine and see how that related to grade 8 that I'm used to, and well, very close. So anyway, like I said, not used to these metric things, but that's what it takes. So anyway, before I get too far along, I'm going to put a little bit of a blue Never Come Loose juice on the threads. Now, I'm going to have to get in a little bit of a hurry up mode here, Because while it looks bright and sunny where I'm sitting, just behind y'all over there's some dark clouds. And if you listen, I can hear some booms coming. So I'm not sure how much time I got. I sure would like to get this finished today. And now, pull out the temporary one I put in the top last night. Put a little blue never turn loose juice. And start that one. And find me a ratchet so I can go ahead and tighten these up. So I went to the garage, got my torque wrench that I've never used. And since it has ratcheting action, I decided to tighten up the bolts of this, use it as a ratchet, but also want to make sure I get the proper torque on it. Alright, so it's set to tighten. Now I'm really going to have to boogie, because I can see these skies getting dark quick. Starting to feel some cold breezes. According to this, rain's starting in 18 minutes. But I'd be surprised if I got that much time anyway. The reason I'm on here, what's the torque? 63 foot-pounds. Alright, so what we got here? 63 foot-pounds. Alright. Two Labs Garage presents how to make a simple brake job take as long as humanly possible, starring me. Alright, so the rain has passed, but it's still rumbling out here, so I don't know how long we're going to stay dry. But anyway, gonna do what I can, see if I can't get this wheel bled. I'm going to use my handheld pump brake juice sucker thing. I have my pneumatic one, but I just don't feel like pulling the compressor out for this little job. So anyway, got that on there. Now just gonna tighten the bleeder screw back in. And there we go. It doesn't take much to bleed a caliper. I'm gonna put a little dirt cover back on. Alright, so on these car YouTube channels, you see brake cleaner used for pretty much everything from starting fluid to hand cleaner and everything else, but you almost never see it used to clean brakes. I'm about to change that. Gotta clean this rotor off one time. Alright, so good news is this wheel over here is done. Now the only thing left to do, we gotta go around to the driver's side and change those pads too. On a slightly, but somewhat related automotive topic, some of those mail delivery vehicles are some of the oldest fleet vehicles on the road. Many of them are Grumman LLVs, which stands for Long Life Vehicle, and they were made between 87 and 94, and they are still on the road. Pretty impressive. Maybe it's a design flaw of these, because this outside one's pretty worn down too. Huh. Alright. One thing I did fail to mention on the other side is in these grooves, I put just a tad, I mean just a little bit of grease in them. Not much. Because you don't want this stuff getting on your rotor and between the pads and all. But you do want pads to actually let go so you don't find yourself in this situation. And just make sure when you put these in that you don't put the pads in a way that's going to send the grease where it doesn't belong. And since this caliper is deemed to be in good condition, go ahead and put it back on. Since this one's not brand new, I'm going to have to push the piston back out. And when you do this, you're going to want to take the cap off of master. They make these brake caliper compression tools, expanders, whatnot. These C-clamps, they work great. If you feel the need, you could stick a wrench across it so it pushes down evenly. If that'll benefit you, that's certainly something you can do. Like I said, they do make a tool for this. I've even seen people use caulking guns for this. But C-clamps, you get them at Lowe's, they're cheap. Any hardware store will have them. And to be honest with you, you've probably got one in your shop already. And they're good for all kind of stuff. So now we just tighten back our bolts. There you go. Brake pads are changed. That is a super easy job to change brake pads. Doesn't take long at all. And that's one way y'all could really save a lot of money, doing that yourself rather than taking it to a shop. So now, just go pour some brake fluid in it. I'm going to sit inside and pump the pedal a little bit, try to set the brakes. I shouldn't need it running. Alright, so the first two pumps were super soft, but from the third one on, it firmed right up. So anyway, got it topped off with fresh fluid, by the way. So now, time for a road test. Alright, so we're going for a test drive now. And this time I'm experimenting with a GoPro strapped to my head for a test drive. I'm a little concerned. I actually slouched down the seat a little bit trying to help y'all because I'm 6'4" and my head comes up darn near to the roof of this. And well, with a GoPro strapped to my head, that'd be even higher, and I don't want to just put y'all in the ceiling. Yeah. The bad thing about being strapped to my head is I can't see the screen. I know these things supposedly are Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, something like that. I'm not all up on all that technology. In fact, if you tell me you got Bluetooth, I'm going to recommend my dentist to you, you know, because that's above my head. But anyway, enough of that. Just gonna go out for a short drive, make sure my brakes are working like they should. Go on up here. Alright, I'm gonna pull it here, but I'm gonna kind of give it a little bit of a... I'm not gonna slam on the well, maybe I will. Slam on the brakes, but I got them pretty good. Just go ride through the golf course here. Not too far from the house. If I had more time on my hands, I think I'd come out here and play golf. I've lived up here for 8 years now. I didn't play a single round on this course. And this course used to host the LPGA, so it's a pretty good course. And I don't know where they parked everybody out here or where they put them, but nonetheless, you know, I'm not much of a golfer, but a chance to play an LPGA course, that'd be pretty nice. Personally, I think golf is a perfectly fun game that you can ruin by keeping score. If you don't keep score, you can actually have a lot of fun playing. Speaking of which, I wonder where my old clubs are. They might still be at my parents' house. I don't know. The ladies' box and the fellas' boxes on that side. So you actually go right between the tee boxes here. I'm sure these highfalutin golfers like seeing me bring this old car through here. Got a nice view of the river. Wow. Got a chipping green over there. Putting green over here. I could probably have just as much fun on the putting green as the rest of the course. I don't have to pay for that. Nobody around here. This is a good place to test them. Oh, yeah, we're stopping pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how these brakes are working. Anyway, I'm going to head on back and check my email and see if we got anything in the box of the viewers' vehicles. If we do, we'll just skip over that segment right now. Alright, for today's viewer's vehicle, got a message from a fellow Virginian named Sam, and he sent me a message. I'll read it to you and show off his vehicle. He says, the story of my current truck is really the story of my best friend. My high school brown and yellow 1979 Ford F-100 and myself. My best friend Jeremy and I drove everywhere in high school, in upstate New York, then to Florida after graduation. Rebuilt it and made numerous trips back and forth from New York to Florida. A few years ago, I realized that the body and the frame were in desperate need of rust repair. I bought my current 1979 brown and white F-100 with the idea to use it for parts. But it was in such good condition, and my old one was so rough that I realized I wasn't up for the project to bring the original back. In the best possible turn of events, my friend wanted a project car for his son, my godson, and I was so happy to hand it over. I'm hoping his son will be driving his best friend around the same roads his father and I rode around on. I've owned and driven a 1979 F-100 for 28 years now. This truck has a 351M and a C6 transmission. Became and is still my daily driver, with the exception of the Holley 500 2-barrel carburetor. It's almost completely stopped. Since owning it, I've done all the brakes, new carb, new ignition, new gas tank, and the LED headlight upgrade. A local hot rod shop did a valve job and a head gasket for me. All in, I have just under $5,000 in this truck, so the rising gas prices are offset by no car payment and cheap repairs. Sam, I thank you for sharing your trucks with us. They're great looking trucks and got a great story to go along with them, and that's part of why I like this segment, the story and the vehicle. And just being able to interact with some of the people that have enjoyed my channel. So if you'd like to participate in viewers' vehicles, just think of it as like a grown-up show and tell. Send me some pictures. I find 7 to 12 works well. And a paragraph or two. You can send them to 2labsgarage@gmail.com. Keep a link down in the description for you. And send them on. Also, if you enjoyed the channel, please like, and subscribe. All that. I know I say every time it sounds a little cliche, but it really does help the channel a lot. I want to be able to bring y'all more and better content, and that's how we do it. And I know I've seen the feedback, I've seen the views. The most popular thing by far is revivals. I know y'all want more revivals. Heck, I want more revivals. It doesn't cost you anything to help me get there. All you gotta do is hit that subscribe button, watch some videos. Hey, we'll get there. So anyway, till next time, take care of your projects, and I'll see you around.